Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here I am with another video for you guys today. I'm here with my Model 3 and today we're going to be installing a new rear entertainment screen for the rear passengers of my Model 3 over from the guys over at Hansshow. So without further ado, let's get started with the video right now. All right, so here's my Model 3, and here is the actual rear entertainment system right here. Now, most of them are 7 inches. I'm gonna put this in the trunk for a second. Most of these are like, 7-inch or 8 inches. This is actually an 8.86 inch screen. It does still have it still retains the USB ports, the vents, but it also has a rear entertainment screen. Obviously, inside the car, we are going to be replacing it by pulling all of this out and then just pretty much just wiring it up. Now, wiring is pretty easy, it's simple, and I'm gonna show you how simple it is right now in this video. All right, so in the box here, we do have instructions, which I'm gonna be using here. Just precautions for use from the guys over at Hansshow, and then also a letter just saying, thank you for the support. But then we also do have the screen. So we pull this out. I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna show you everything that comes in it. So here's the screen right here. Like I said, it's gonna replace this by putting this here. You still have functionality of the vents, up or down adjustment, or side to side adjustment, as you can see here on both sides like that. But then you also have charging on the bottom here. So yeah, I mean, like I said, and obviously I didn't peel this off yet, so it looks a little crazy, but once we peel this off and we have a screen protector over here, once we take that, it's gonna pretty much just sit flat where it is. And then the rear occupants can do things like watch Netflix or YouTube. You can get like cheap Bluetooth headsets and keep them in the back. So if any occupants wanna watch YouTube, and obviously this actually, I believe, has a speaker in it, you can actually connect Bluetooth headphones to it and, just have them listen to it without you interfering while you're driving, so you don't hear what they're listening to as you're driving. So it's gonna be pretty easy. We're just gonna pull this piece out and then install this. And then I see here that obviously you retain the vents. So if you look at the back here, you actually retain the vents, and also you have these couple of connections here. Now, in terms of connections, I'm also going to show you what else to connect to, because I believe this screen allows you to adjust the passenger seat up and forward out of the way without having to do it from the main screen or from the passenger itself. But you cannot, I don't think you can adjust it while you're driving, which is actually a good thing anyway. But also, besides the screen, which I'm gonna put down right now. Yeah, so you see the speakers on the bottom. There's speakers on the bottom of this. You can put that down for a minute. The other thing that it also includes is all the wiring harness. So if we look at the wiring harness really quickly, just to give you a nice cool bag, smart your vehicle. So once we take everything out of the bag, I'm just gonna put it on the floor here. It's pretty easy. One, you have, it looks like you have an adapter piece here. I'm not sure what this is for, but I'm sure they'll provide it in the instructions, but sure, this is for updating. So for instance, if you have an update, you can put it on a USB drive and then connect it directly to the screen with one of the USB ports. So that's actually kind of cool. This, I believe, is your heated seat power piece here. I can verify that in a minute. And then also they give you a pry tool, which is actually pretty cool. And then also you have your main wiring harness. So, you have your module box here. Then also you have the pigtail that will go from the main connector of the car to the main connector of the car to the screen itself. And then you also have a couple of connectors in here that will connect. Well, yeah, so these will connect from that screen to this, and then you just cram all this inside. The only issue is that in my car, I already have a pigtail for the LED strips here. So hopefully I can just pull these out and pull this out, pull these wires out, and then just use the pigtail against the pigtail, if that makes any sense. And both of them and all of them can work at the same time. So I'm gonna be doing that today. Hopefully it does work. If not, then we have to figure out another solution. So let's start pulling this apart and I'll show you how it all comes apart. It's very easy, actually. Okay, guys, hopefully you guys can see this. So basically what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go into the screen and we're gonna power down this. Okay, guys, so now the rear screen's off. It's not gonna come back on unless if I put my foot on the brake. So to pull this out, it's actually very easy. You just pull it towards you, like that. And then there's cables already in here, so you're just gonna unplug the USB ports. So hopefully you guys can see that, but you're just gonna unplug this piece here. Just lift up on this tab and just push back like that. And then that's out of the way, so we don't need that anymore. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do, all right, so the next thing that we need to do, there's a bottom panel. I'll put you guys down here so you guys can see it. This panel right here, we're gonna pry this out. You can actually probably use your fingers, but probably can't. So you just grab it from the side or from the top, like that. You just pull the rest with your finger, like so, and just like that. Do the other side. So you do have to pry both sides. You guys right down here. Okay, so we got that out. So now the only thing, you don't have to remove this part, but I'm going to, just because of the fact that it'll probably just be a little easier, is this middle piece here. You can just pull down. For that, you will need, I believe it's a T20 or T27 or T25 that you'll need. But with the wiring harnesses, which I show you now. So you see this down here? You'll need to disconnect this. Like I already have a pigtail for my LED RGB ambient lighting. So the ambient lighting in the car that I did on the previous video, click on the right hand corner of the screen if you didn't see that. But I'm gonna unplug this and I'm gonna leave it plugged in, and then what I'm going to do is just add to it, if that makes any sense. Just like piggyback that off of the new connector and then plug everything else into that. So hopefully that works, and hopefully it can fit in here, because if it can't, we're gonna have to figure something out. Okay, so in your car, just keep this in mind. You're not gonna have any of this wiring, because this is for my, like I said, this is for my ambient lights inside the car. So don't worry about that too much, because you're not gonna have that. The ones that you have to worry about is this plug right here. This is actually going to be plugged into this, and this is for your USB ports. It's not for your heated seats, which I said in the previous clip. So this right here, and this provided by Hansshow, this is actually for your USB ports to charge and to receive data. So that's what this is for. All the rest of this is, like I said, is for the ambient lighting, and this module is for the ambient lighting as well with the app, so I can change colors and stuff like that. My thing is that I want to make sure, and I want to see if I can actually piggyback off of the piggyback of the ambient lighting and see if that'll work. Because if it does, then that'll be great. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to figure out another solution, because I like my ambient lights in my car and I want to be able to use them. So I'm just gonna unplug, and then we're gonna basically take the pigtail for the ambient lighting out of the blue connector, which is to the car. Then we will then plug in the new harness from that end to the harness, and then a new harness to that, and see if that works. Hopefully it does. So I used the new harness. I had to tuck the old harness. So instead of, normally you would just disconnect it here, you just take your new connector, plug it to the other end, and you plug the other end to the harness. Since I already have ambient lighting in the car, I already had a pigtail that looks just like this. So I unplugged the pigtail for the ambient lighting out of this. I plugged the rear screen pigtail into that, and then this is the other end of the new pigtail connector, and I connected into here, so into the main harness. So now we're good with that, and the ambient lighting didn't shut off, which means I think this all worked with no problems. Now with the new harness, which is here, you have these modules. So you have the module box here, and you also have two connectors. One, I believe, is for the seats, which I don't know if we're going to be using or not. Or this is probably, no, this is probably for, I don't think it's for the seats, actually. I think this is for that USB, and this one is for the main power to the screen itself. So I think that's really it. So I think that the module just controls everything, because there was another screen that I saw because I wanted to look at instructions beforehand. I think the module controls everything with the screen, but there's two connectors. There's two connectors on the screen itself, which are these two. If you look here, two connectors on the screen, and then this is the pigtail that runs all the way from here. That's the module box here, and then these is the main power. This one right here, and then this one plugs into that little connector here, and I think it'll still work with seat adjustment for the passenger seat. So I think we're good here. I think I'm just gonna plug everything up now. Once I do, the screen should come on. So we'll see if that all works or not. All right, guys, so if I connect these two, this screen should turn on because it's gonna have power. So this. Let's see if it has power. Look at that. Look at that. And it has, I like the fact it has the silhouette of the front silhouette of the Model 3 Legacy, which is really nice. So I don't think you can do anything. Oh yeah, you can. So it has a little display, like a I guess like a display mode. So you have heated seats here, I think. So, not sure what's going on here. I'm sure because the main screen is off, nothing's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys the wiring setup first. As you can see, the screen is on here with my ambient lighting here, so that worked. So that was no issues at all. And then it's just these two connectors and that. So the only thing is now is just making sure all of this fits in here with no problems. So, okay, so as I'm saying that, it was pretty much done with its thing. And I guess its intro. What I like about this is that you have the climate control. This is what it looks like. You have your fan speed here and your temperature here. Obviously, it's one temperature. It's not dual. It's not like quad climate control setup. It's just pretty much just it's a dual zone for the front, but for the back you're able to adjust it, which I believe works off the main. Let's see. So that's your climate control. This is your heated seats here. So you can control the front heated seats, which is interesting, especially the driver's seat, which is interesting. But you're able to control everything from the rear, which I like. This is really cool. The fact that the animations, and this is not an OEM kit. This is actually an aftermarket kit from Hansshow. And look at the illustrations. Like, they did the full interior of this thing in really great detail. Seat adjustment. You know, you can then, I don't know what that's for. Oh yeah, you can move the passenger seat. You can move this up or back, or you can adjust the back part forwards or backwards as well. Music. It still has this like film on it, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work at all. Here's the apps. So the good thing is this is an Android-based system. You know, so you have all your, it's like, it kind of reminds me of the Apple CarPlay a little bit, because I can then add stuff to this. Like, you guys remember the radio installs I've done in the past with, like, you know, my ML and my Accord and my Civics, and this kind of reminds me of that. It has Netflix and TikTok here too, so I can actually use my Netflix account, and like I said, I can connect cheap Bluetooth headsets, so anyone sitting back here can just put on the headset and watch Netflix from the rear as I'm driving, because the front screen, you can't watch Netflix while you're driving. So, you know, that's cool. And then you have this right here, which is like your media center, local video, TikTok, YouTube, and Netflix. And then you have your setting adjustments here, which It's cool. The only thing that did, oh, here we go. The music did work now. So you can control the music that's playing from the front. You can lower the volume, raise the volume, change the song, you know. So this is cool. And oh yeah, remember this. You can drag this anywhere for like you could click it and then it's like quick settings. Like you can just tap that and settings open up. I want to do a full screen review of this after I install it. I just went through it really briefly of what you can do, but once I set this up, I'm going to make sure I can get all the wiring routed correctly, make sure I can get all this fit back to to fit, so there's no snagging on any wires. That's the one thing about this that I would say, just be careful when you install everything back, because this is a lot of wiring and there's not much space, especially down here. You have to like bend the wires in a certain way to like tuck it all in this little hole right here. Not all of this, but just the pigtail connector, the actual main harness connector that's right there. And then, you just clean all this up. You still have the vents right here, which is also right here on the new one. So we'll still have that functionality. I'm excited about this. Like, see, I wish more car companies did integrations like this. I mean, Teslas, you could just do these things with. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm really excited. I don't even need this, but the fact that now I have it, I'll explain why at the end of the video. I'm rambling. Let me go ahead and put all this back together. Okay guys, here it is. This is the screen. Looks flush in here. The one thing I didn't like was the simple fact that it is extremely difficult to push everything back in the way it should go. But everything works. Everything should work. I mean, this is started, but we're about to do the final peel right now. Beautiful. And this is it, guys. This looks so cool. Now, I'm just going to turn on the front screen. So I think the way that I think that this works is that this will basically turn off once all the doors are closed. As you can see, I have all the doors open right now. So it's going to stay running. But once the doors are closed, this will officially turn off. And if we go to home, oh, this is the home. Again, it's Android based, so you have all your features here. Video playback if you need to. The USB they provide for you is here. So you just plug this into, there's two of them, one's for charging, one's for data. So you plug this in here for that. And then you can like play a movie and this, that, and the third. So you have that. So obviously I'll keep this in the glove compartment. And then you can put a USB drive to this and, you know, put a movie on it or music on it or whatever, so they can listen to whatever they want to listen to. And the front passengers can listen to what they want to listen to. Let's see if the seat works. So I should be able to move the seat up. Yep, that all works. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's awesome. That's cool. Okay. So I don't know what these do. I don't know what those do at all. Maybe in China they have massaging seats. I don't know, but we don't have that in the United States on any US car. Got heated seats here. I can change. You got to tap in a specific place, but also I think it's because I have this. Yeah, I have another screen protector on, so I'm up. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I have a full screen protector off, and now it should work a little bit better. It's a little laggy, but like I said, it's cool because I have that functionality now for the rear passengers. You know, so yeah, just connect to the internet, which obviously I can do on my phone. I can just turn on the hotspot on my phone, and then this will automatically have Wi-Fi capabilities, so you'll be able to stream or anything like that. So that works out well. This is pretty cool. I really like this. This is, I'm digging this a lot. This is so dog mode. If you put it in dog mode, what happens? Let's see. Go to climate. Put it in dog mode. Will it show a display? Let's see if it throws air. I don't feel anything. And I have child locks here as well. I don't feel any air ventilation now. Let me see. Oh, it's on auto, that's why. So let's turn that off. I probably have to like jump into the front and do it that way, because I don't feel any air from the back at all currently right now. And that could be for a number of different things. Like I said, that main screen is powered off. Let me turn on that front screen real quick and see if it'll work. Yes, that front screen needed to be turned on because now I feel the air back here. Going to climate again really quickly. Yes, so the fan speed. Okay, so the fans, I'm gonna turn this down because, all right. So this fan speed works off of the main driver side. It works off the main driver's side thing. So for instance, if I change the temperature there, it's gonna change here. If they change it back here, it's gonna change up there. When the passenger sits in the car, so this is completely independent compared to the front and rear. Since I can control the rear from the front, they can do, so it's basically a loop. It's vice versa, right? So they can do the same thing here. Also, another thing I want to do is a couple of things that we have to change is the time, and also we have to change Celsius. So a lot of this, so again, Hansshow is based out of China. So obviously a lot of this stuff is going to be in a different type of, in terms of measurement of how they view like, temperature or time. So I have to like change all that, which I have no problem doing. But yeah, should be good. So yeah, one of the reasons why I also did get this, which is very important, is because, like I love the new Model 3s. The new Model 3s and the Model Ys and the S's and the X's, now they all have a rear screen, unlike the old Model 3s and the old Model Ys, which don't. So again, this allows you to want to keep your car for a longer period of time because you have the current technology that the newer cars have. And again, this is really, really cool. I mean, I usually don't have people in the back of my car, but just to have it, it's kind of cool. Like if someone is sitting in the back, I do road trips a lot. Sometimes I have friends that ride with me, Very rare occasions, but sometimes I do. And then, you know, like, hey, you know, they have now a screen where they can watch TV, and, you know, they can watch stuff. They could change their own climate control. They can move the seat adjustments. There's a lot of functionality here, which I really, really like. So yeah, like look at this. Look at that now. Dual screens in a Model 3. And the one thing I love about this, Hansshow makes it very, very easy. They provide instructions. You just scan that QR code, and then it gives you the full list of instructions and a video link as well. Another great thing is that it was all plug and play. Now, obviously, it was a little bit more difficult for me because of the fact that I had to like really try to figure out where the cable management, which later time I'm gonna take the screen back out and do a little bit of better cable management so I can organize this wires in there. I just shoved them in there for now. Just to get this to work, to get this video done. But I am going to get some zip ties and everything to really just clean it up. You know, I'm weird like that, and then I just don't have the time to do it today. But it's installed, it works, and that's pretty much it. Also, if you do like this, I actually do have an affiliate code that I am going to be using. It is in the description on the bottom of this video. So if you do like Hansshow products, and you like this, you like other Hansshow products, please use my affiliate code down below in the description of this video. It helps you out to purchase it. It also helps me out of recognition. So go ahead and use that code, buy products for your Tesla. And I'm talking about legacy Model 3s and Ys, Jupiters, Model Ys. I'm talking about the new Model S's, new Model X's, Cybertrucks, anything that's Tesla, they make it for it. Go ahead, support Hansshow, and go ahead and do that right now. That affiliate code is down in the description down below. So please utilize it. You know, if you did like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to JR14. You guys always remember that cars are a lifestyle.